Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show will begin in 10 minutes.
Come on down to the Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down tonight. Come on. Come on down to the Jimmy Sports Lounge. Everything gonna be all right. Come on down to the Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down today. Come on down to the Jimmy Sports Lounge. It's a great place to stay.
Welcome to the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. We are about to go live on cavecrewradio.com, YouTube and Facebook. Please share the show and remember to like, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. And please leave us your comments too. Get ready. It's going to be another big show with all the latest hot topics, pop culture and weird news. Ladies and gentlemen, and I use that term loosely, here are your hosts, DK and the Big B.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be here on our exclusive 10-minute pre-show on YouTube and Facebook before we actually go live and broadcast the show. I'm here, as always, with the Big B.
Hi there.
And a couple things. We got a double feature of Mike Jolitz tonight. I know a lot of people were requesting that Twitter shits. Well, your wishes come true. Nice. And of course, those of us here at Cave Crew Radio pay our respects to the veterans and those who passed in service tonight.
Absolutely.
I was trying to convince my wife that I was a veteran, and I served in the reserves for a very brief time when I was 18. I never saw combat,
right?
But she seems to find that quite funny.
That well, what exactly did you do, and where were you?
So I was right here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I didn't see any combat. I was forced in by my father due to discipline reasons, and but I served. Like I did my term.
How long were you in?
A year. 2 years. Sorry, I was in 2 years.
You were in 2 years.
2 seasons.
What branch of the military?
I received one chevron. I don't know if you do that over there. I was one short of a corporal.
And what branch of the military?
I was in the HMCS Hunter of the Royal Canadian Navy.
The Navy, okay.
Yeah.
So you were in the Navy
Yes.
for 2 years.
Yes.
But never left.
Never left dry land. But if there was a war, I could have possibly been brought into battle.
Right. I don't know if that qualifies you as a veteran, though.
Well, I served time in the military. I wore my uniform. I polished my boots. I learned how to tie knots. I paraded up and down the street. I was trained to fire a gun.
I don't know about that.
I think if you register, it's like Squid Game or something. Like it's not my fault there was no combat during my tenure. You don't qualify as a soldier, DK, because you didn't go fight and lose one of your friends.
But even during times of peace, soldiers do get deployed to other places to make sure there's peace. Like, here in the U.S., we have a base over in Germany. You could, there's still places in the Middle East that you could go, not during wartime, but just to be at the base. But you stayed in Windsor. Like you could go home if you really wanted to.
I actually went to Selfridge Air Force Base in Michigan and was trained there. The fucking Marines are really mean.
Yes, they have a reputation for that.
They're very, very fucking mean people.
But what that's where I guess that's where you went to boot camp, right?
Yeah, it was like a little side thing. We learned how to drown. I guess, like at Selfridge Air Force Base, they have this big thing that's like the inside of a ship, and it starts filling with ice cold water. And yeah, yeah, I think I got PTSD. That's quite traumatized as a child. But I volunteered though.
Well, not willingly. You said you were forced in by your father.
Well, my dad was mad because I wasn't listening, and all I cared about was hockey. And it's a long other story. And I still played hockey afterwards. But yeah, it taught me a lot, though. I will tell you that. I wasn't a very good swimmer at the time, and we used to have to swim. And I remember we call them petty officers. You probably call them a warrant officer or a sergeant. I don't know what your Navy things are. But the guy would like kick my hands on the side of the. I'm surprised I didn't drown. And then there was this one time where we had to pick up people, and there was girls too, but I think a girl picked up me because it was probably 155 soaking wet. But I had to pick up this big guy and carry him across they called it the deck, but it was the gym, right?
Right.
It was quite a long haul. And I'm like, I can't do this. And they're like, you don't have a choice. That's the one great thing about the military, right? Is like, you don't have a choice. And I did it. And I think I got a lot of confidence from doing that. And Mike Jolitz in the house. We got some big Mike Jolitz stuff coming up tonight.
I can't wait.
Anyway, you think I served or I didn't serve? I was there, and I was probably the best hockey player. Doesn't matter in a war, but I served. I did my little bit.
Well, you did more than me because I never did any of that. So you did more than me. But you want to talk about somebody who served? Mike Jolitz. He served.
Mike Jolitz, thank you so much for your service. We appreciate all you guys tonight.
And he had some. We heard some interesting stories when I went out to visit Mike over the summer. We had some interesting stories about not combat related stories from his time in the Army. Good stuff.
Maybe he'll share sometime with us, but we appreciate it. We appreciate everyone that serves, and I mean here in Canada, he was in the Army for 5 years. Mike, you're showing up as Mike tonight, so you don't have to sign your name.
Yes, we can actually see you are not Facebook user tonight.
Yeah, you're not Facebook user, so we know exactly who you are, and we appreciate you being here. In 2 minutes, we're going to start the show. Anyway. It's really cool though. Like one thing I noticed, I'm watching these little ceremonies, like you didn't have the hockey game on when I had it on, but there's these people from like they're 100 years old and they're still there and God bless their souls. There's not going to be many of them for much longer.
Right.
But we have to realize, like in World War II, they drafted people and shit like that, right? But there was volunteers for both Canada. I don't know how you guys did things in Vietnam, but Canadians volunteered. Canadians volunteered for Korea. Canadians volunteered for Afghanistan. We just lost a Canadian in the Ukraine. Soldiers are everywhere.
Oh, for sure. And Vietnam was a draft, but there was also volunteers. And then after Vietnam, they stopped the draft, so it's been all volunteers since. But yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. Like, there are soldiers when it's not wartime. There are soldiers still spread out across the globe in different bases, in different countries to make sure there's peace and everything. And they're in strategic places when if they got to move to get to a certain area, they can do it quickly.
And I respect them. I don't mean to make light of them in any way. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick off the show. I now have another button to push to make sure we're on Pulse Talk Radio over in the UK as well. So we're going to kick this baby off, ladies and gentlemen. We got a big show. We're glad you're all here. And I hit that button. That's what I hit. Okay, let's try it again. Good evening, England. I am just hooking up the other portion of our show. Bear with me.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
The show is about to start.
We have liftoff.
In 3, 2, 1.
This is Radio.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the masculine feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place where I get a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clement, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball. It's a power one goal.
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Our show is now available on News Force Radio in Ohio and Essential Radio in England.
Cave Crew Radio is now streaming on Alternative Twist Radio and Pulse Talk Radio and at cavecrewradio.com.
There's just the list is getting too long, and there's one more coming on very soon. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK, and I am live in my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And there's two places we are live tonight. Well, there's many, but we are here at cavecrewradio.com and also on the conglomerate that Big B has purchased for his own political reasons, and that is Pulse Talk Radio live in the UK. We got a great show for you. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live just about everywhere and available wherever podcasts can be found. But we need to get the show going. It's going to be a big show. We got a great show. I got to tell you in a little bit about a Christmas present I'm requesting and about a purchase that I just made that I never knew about before. And we have a double feature of Mike Jolitz by your request, ladies and gentlemen. But first...
And now, he is the king of the sovereign county of Urian Stench and Stenchlandia, the commander-in-chief of the Water Gypsies, the self-proclaimed president of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am King Big B, king of Stenchlandia and of the Water Gypsies, your president-elect of the United States of America, and as always, the epicenter of something. This week, I am the epicenter of all things Dayquil and the yellow phlegm flu.
Oh, God, not again.
As always, it's going around. My little one started off with a cough, and it turned into a head cold. He gave it to the entire house. So we're all sick at this moment in time, and we have a birthday party tomorrow.
Will we have a drink tonight? That
We
is the
will have a drink tonight. My wife was trying to convince me not to have a drink tonight because I, at the moment, just want to go to sleep and I have a massive headache. But I told her, no, the drink will be fine. The drink may help. The drink kills germs.
Maybe like a Harry Potter NyQuil.
It's going to be kind of holiday themed.
Oh God, not already. I'm so sick of this shit. They're starting to play Christmas music. Like I love the holidays. Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. But it's Remembrance Day. We just finished Halloween. Let's get through Thanksgiving. Let's give the turkey his due.
But that's how it starts. As soon as Halloween ends, when Halloween is over, when Home Depot's got all the Christmas trees out on November 1st, they all come out. All the reindeers and the lawn fucking blow up things and the garland and the lights. As soon as Home Depot sets it up, it's Christmas time.
And this Christmas time is going to be interesting with us, Big B, because I was talking to the wife about this earlier. I'm not sure how the tree and the presents are going to fare with the new Border Collie Aussie Shepherd we have.
Well, I would suggest you put a screw into the wall and get wire or some form of little twine and tie the tree to that screw so it doesn't fall down. That's a trick I learned having cats and dogs. You put a little screw into the wall, you get some thin twine so it doesn't look like it's all tied up. And you just make it just tight enough where it's not bent towards the screw. The tree's not bent towards the screw, but it's also not going to fall down if the
great idea. Great tips out there, ladies and gentlemen. If you have new pets in your family for the holiday season.
Oh, and the presents never go under the tree.
Yeah. Oh, I'm worried about that.
No.
That was the fun, though, is having the presents under the tree and the anticipation. And of course, my child is an adult now, but for me, it's still the fun of it. I still leave cookies out for Santa Claus.
Well, we so in our living room, we have this like kind of entertainment unit where it's like flat, so you have the TV on it, and then two side cabinets. And they don't go to the ceiling, so you can put stuff on top of the side cabinets. So what we do is take all the presents, put them on top of the side cabinets for Christmas, so that way they're really up high, so no animal can get to them. And when Christmas time comes, we just bring them down and hand them out. But they do not go under the tree because they'll get destroyed.
Oh, I can't wait. This is going to be the best Christmas ever.
Good luck and Godspeed to you.
Yeah, this could be like Christmas vacation. Speaking of Christmas, before I get to Christmas, I got to tell you, I found the most wonderful thing today.
Mm-hmm.
I've been complaining because I got a lot of leaves. I don't know how many leaves you guys get when they fall and they need to be raked and you got to get them to the yard. I have a blower, but I never knew there was a vacuum mulcher.
Yep.
So today I ordered a vacuum mulcher and it is supposed to be in by tomorrow. And apparently this thing sucks up the leaves, shreds them in, saves the amount of bags you use.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to play with this thing.
I had one a few years ago and I ran it over with my car.
Oh, there, boom.
Yeah, it fell from the shelf unit that it was on in the garage and on the passenger side. So I'm getting in on the driver's side, obviously. So I'm not looking on the passenger side. I went to back out and I'm like, it was stuck on something. So I'm like, why can't I go? So I pressed on the gas to go. It lifted up to one side and you just hear crunch. I said, what the fuck is that? I get out and, I killed the blower / mulcher, but while I had it, it worked great. So you blow it all up into one place.
You obviously weren't on your string of luck when you didn't have two of them.
No, this was a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
But you can blow the leaves all into one place, and then you put on the suction part of it. You go from blow to suck, the opposite of Spaceballs, and you have a bag next. You have a bag like on your shoulder. And it goes up, it shreds all the leaves up into tiny little bits, puts it in the bag that's hanging on your shoulder. And there you go. You get more leaves in less space.
There you go. I can't wait to play with this toy. So here's my next thing before we get things rolling here. Christmas is coming, and I don't know about your place because you still have a very young child in James, but I'm sure with Peter it's getting rough. Things are getting tough, right? Like Jake was going to a Catholic high school, and now he's in college, so we just spent a whole bunch of money on clothes, so he doesn't need clothes. He plays Xbox, and he gets things as he needs it. We're just having a hard time with everyone buying gifts because we just kind of buy things as we go.
Mm-hmm.
But I found something that I would like for Christmas, Big B.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watch Peter play video games, but there are far too many buttons on these games today. I can't play them. I've watched Jake. I've sat down. I've tried. I made one kill in Fortnite, and then I backed right away. But I found this handheld thing that is really, really cool. And it's got like 400 of the retro games. Now I'm talking Sega, ColecoVision, Nintendo, arcade, all the things we love. There's 4 buttons. I think I'm going to put that on my Christmas wish list.
So wait, so who makes it? Where
It's like an off-brand maker. I have to send you the Amazon link. But it's really cool. So it's like what do they call that thing? The Nintendo Switch.
The Switch, yeah.
Yeah, which is like, $400 or $500 or whatever.
Yeah.
This thing is all like those retro games like Galegula, Donkey Kong, I don't know, Q*bert, all the games we used to play when we go to the arcade.
Right.
And I'm thinking, well, this might be a little cool gadget to kill some time while the wife's watching Hallmark movies.
The Hallmark Channel. There you go.
So that I think is going to be on my Christmas wish list this year.
Nice. And yeah, I'm in the same way. Kind of, we buy things as we go along. So it's kind of like, what do you get? So like my older son, it's always just like an Xbox gift card or something having to do with Xbox, an upgraded controller or whatever it is. The little one, he likes Pokemon, so you get him some Legos or some Pokemon, and that's about it. As far as like my wife goes, like to get her something, again, we buy as if we see something and we can afford it, we buy it throughout the year. So it's kind of like, what do you want? She's like, I don't know. And she asked me, what do I want? I don't know. It's kind of like, let's just save money for vacation. Okay.
Just
that
buy
kind
some
of thing.
bullshit. Have you ever bought, because we actually did this one year and a lot of people laughed at us, but we needed a new vacuum. That was under the tree one year.
There you go. I did.
And for me, barbecue gadgets and kitchen, but there's no more room. I don't need any more shit. I hardly use what I get. It's it's getting redundant. But I think this game system might be a lot of fun for the whole family, not just me.
Although it will be just for you.
Well, it'll be my gift, and you can like what do you call put it on the TV. So
you can
and see it on the bigger screen. I don't know. I thought it would be a lot of fun. Anyway, let's. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say let's jump into the action before we get to our news. Because tonight we have a double feature of Mike Jolitz, not just one dose, but a double feature. So you can't wait till the end, or he's going to kill the last half hour of the show or something. So for those of you that don't know Mike Jolitz, one of the things that he first did with us was, of course, Mike Reads the News, and we do have Mike Reads the News. So stand by.
Don't touch that dial. Cave Crew Radio will be right back.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike reads the news with Mike Jolitz.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. How are you guys doing? Hello, DK. Hello, Sir Big B. Man, I hope you guys had as good a week as I did. Actually, I had a really interesting week. Alrighty, guys, it is now time for Mike reads the news. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 22 was announced. Both Judas Priest and Duran Duran are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Dolly Parton is too. Wow, congrats. In NFL news, the Packers shit the bed again. The Bears lost to the Vikings. Buffalo lost to the Jets. Cardinals lost to the Seahawks. And the Buccaneers beat the Rams? Oh, wow. Chris Evans was named People's Sexiest Man Alive. Again, I was snubbed. Fuckers. Chris the Mole Man was named World's Gassiest Man Alive. It was no contest, apparently. Some asshole won the $2 billion Powerball jackpot. I'm not the asshole. Just one of them. Lil Wayne has declared the Green Bay Packers are dead. Pretty sure they aren't. I will say they are sucking right now, though. That's for sure. The fast food restaurant Wendy's is replacing the Strawberry Frosty for a bit. They announced Peppermint will take its place. Might have to get me one of those. Robert Garr, the podcaster extraordinaire and movie guru, has taken yet another bullet for the movie-going public. He saw the newest Jeepers Creepers movie. He called it awful and again used a poop emoji background. Doesn't sound like he would have recommended. And finally in the news. So yeah, I almost got run off the highway going to work on Tuesday morning. A great pick-em-up truck in the center lane just moved in the right lane where I happened to be cruising along for a good half a mile. Yeah. I had to slide over the shoulder to avoid their dumbass. Rocks and debris and shit was flying up everywhere. It was kind of scary. No damage done to my car or me, so all is good at least. Alrighty, guys, so that does it for the news, and now it is time for just a couple of tidbits. They're not headlines. They're just little tiny pieces of shit. Yeah. Tom Brady surpassed 100,000 passing yards last weekend. Damn. Yeah. And finally, in the tidbits, Aaron Carter died last Saturday. I have no idea who he was or is, but whatever. He was 34. Yeah. Alrighty, guys, that does it for this. Mike reads the news. Have a great show, guys. I'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. Search Cave Crew Radio.
Excuse me.
You know, I saw he posted the picture of the area of the highway where he almost got run off the road, or he did get run off the road. Now I have a question for Mike. Was that intentional, or was the guy just not paying attention and just drifting over into the lane where you were at the time? I don't think that was ever specified.
Was it road rage, or was it?
Yeah, I don't know. He just, he posted a picture of it and said, "Yeah, this is the place where I got run off the road and all that." I was like, "What the fuck?" So I don't know. I don't know if it was intentional or not. And the drink of the night is coming.
Oh, great. Before we start the news, Facebook user, you are writing in invisible ink. We have no idea what you're saying. But we're going to go to the over to the drink of the week, ladies and gentlemen. The drink of the week made by our mixologist, Mrs. B, who obviously also has a head cold and the yellow phlegm.
Yeah, we're all sick in this house. So this is called the Tipsy Elf, and it has peppermint schnapps, Kahlua, vodka, creme de cacao, chocolate syrup, and cream.
Oh, I hope the cream doesn't curdle.
And it's rimmed with crushed peppermint and a chocolate ring.
Rimmed? Excuse me.
So yes, we'll try it and see what it tastes like.
Sorry, ladies and
Very
gentlemen.
minty.
I'm writing something down.
It's very minty. There's probably more alcohol in this drink than in a few of the drinks that we've had combined. I can taste the alcohol.
You need it.
Usually I can't taste the alcohol.
You need it. Is there a blender full of them? By the way, I figured out who a Facebook user is. It's the artist known as C.
Oh, the artist known as C. This is the shaker bottle full of it.
Oh,
so there is more.
Refills.
There is more.
So you're good to go.
Yeah. So I'll have my yellow phlegm flu cleared up by the end of the show.
Oh yeah, with your peppermint rimmed glass.
Peppermint rimmed glass. It's actually quite good.
I'm not usually so easily inspired to write things down, but I've had a couple things early that are just Big B. I like it when he's sick and he's drunk. Kind of helps out a little bit.
It's quite good. It's chocolatey. It's minty. It's wonderful.
It's chocolate. It's minty. It's wonderful. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have entered the festive season, but now it's time.
Now it's time for the news with our senior correspondent, the Big B.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we do have some news stories for you. And I believe our first one is keeping track with last week and our Hallmark theme. We're going to Disney World.
That's right. First story of the night comes from CTV News up in your neck of the woods in Canada. Headline reads, Shanghai Disney shuts over COVID. Visitors unable to leave.
This is the best part of the story.
That they can't leave Disney.
No, could you? But it's like a horror movie. Like what? That's why I sent you this one. Is it's not a big deal. COVID's been around since 2020, whenever we started this bullshit, and they're starting with the masks and all that garbage again. But here we are in Disney World, and you're not allowed to leave. Excuse me, I have to go to work on Monday. I'm sorry.
So before I read the story, China has a zero COVID policy. So if one person tests positive for COVID, the entire area gets shut down.
Do you think they could have thought of that when the bat started it in the first place?
You would think, but no, they instituted this afterwards.
Yeah. After 2 million or 3 million people have died, I've got an idea.
Right. Shanghai's Disney Resort abruptly suspended operations on Monday to comply with COVID-19 prevention measures, with all visitors at the time of the announcement directed to stay in the park until they return a negative test for the virus. The resort said at 11:39 a.m. local time, it would immediately shut the main theme park and surrounding areas, including its shopping street, until further notice to comply with virus curbs. The Shanghai government said on its official WeChat account, the park was barring people from entering or exiting, and that all visitors inside the site would need to await the results of their tests before they could leave.
This gets better, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to love what follows next.
Anyone who had visited the park since October 27th would need to test for COVID 3 times in 3 days.
Yeah.
The theme park continued to operate rides for the visitors stuck in the park during the closure on Monday.
This is my favorite part. Okay, so you're going to go over to It's a Small World and get a fucking thing shoved up your nose.
Right.
And then you're going to move along and ride on Pirates of the Caribbean. We're going to keep the rides going. Snow cones for everyone. You might be dying of 19, but we're going to keep you happy while you're trapped inside here. This is like fucking Logan's Run or something like that.
And keep in mind, you're not in there for a couple of hours. You're in there for days.
Yes. And how many times can you do Mr. Toad's Wild Ride?
Somebody's going to go nuts in It's a Small World and start killing people.
And beat the shit out of Mickey.
Holy Christ.
Imagine, I'd be in there going crazy. I'm like, you know what? This has been a great vacation. I really enjoyed all the sights. I've really, really had a good time. And then I'd fucking clothesline Winnie the Pooh.
Fucking Donald Duck's going to take a bat to the beak.
I'd take his fucking beak and I'd knee him in the fucking head.
There you go. A Shanghai Disney Resort spokesperson said that the resort was still operating limited offerings and that they were following measures in line with guidelines from Chinese health authorities. The resort had on Saturday said that it had started operating with a reduced workforce due to comply with COVID measures. Shanghai reported 10 locally transmitted cases for October 30th, all of which it said were people without symptoms. The closure marks the latest disruption for Shanghai Disney Resort, which was shut for over 3 months during Shanghai's lockdown earlier this year. The park also closed for 2 days in November last year with more than 30,000 visitors stuck inside.
Oh, could you imagine? Now, I got to ask you a personal question. So for you, would this be like hell? Or would you be like, what's that kid, Charlie, who just got the golden ticket and he's going to go for a tour and see the fat bitch sucked up the chocolate sauce tube?
It would be hell on earth.
Yeah, I drive
Oh
me
my
nuts.
God.
You can only go on the ride so many times.
Now, never mind the rides for a second. You have 30,000 people stuck in the park.
Right. And you're worried about COVID. Yeah, this is like an internment camp.
Well, they're stuck in the park for an untold amount of time. There's only a certain amount of food and drink that's in the park.
Right.
For 30, they have it enough staffed for the day. And then they have to, get deliveries and all that. But if they're shut down for COVID, they're not getting deliveries. So there's only a certain amount of food and drink to go around. It becomes fucking like Children of the Corn or Lord of the Flies in there. It's survival of the fittest. It's the fucking Hunger Games going on in Disney.
That's what I'm telling you. I'd be in the middle of the fucking roadway and I'd be beating the shit out of Winnie the Pooh.
They can have real life Squid Game going on for a fucking hot dog.
Yeah.
Holy Christ. And then the bathroom. 30,000 people have to eventually go to the bathroom.
Right.
I'm sure they don't have enough for 30,000 people.
And what's the lineups like for the rides? Like, you should all get a fast pass at that point.
If you're stuck, you should get free entrance forever.
And then could you imagine if you were stuck in there with 30,000 people and say you're on one of those rides that go like way up, like the Matterhorn or Space Mountain or something like that, and the ride breaks down and they don't allow any mechanics in to get you off the ride.
Right. So you're stuck on it was worse if you're stuck on the top upside down.
Yeah.
So then all the blood is rushing to your head.
I'm sorry, until everyone tests negative, but you're in an awesome position there, Mr. Upside Man. Mickey Mouse is just going to dip inside your nostril.
Oh, my God.
Lovely.
Videos circulating on China's Weibo platform on Monday showed people rushing to the park's gates, which were already locked. They were rushing like in a movie. They're rushing all to get out, and it's locked. That's where the horror story begins.
I don't want to get syphilis. It's like a horror movie. Is someone? I mean, we got Netflix, we got Disney Plus, we got Amazon Prime, we got Shudder, we got Paramount. Is someone going to pick this up?
Oh, eventually there will be movies made about these things. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
There will be horror movies made.
Times worth. It'll be the death of the civilization. And even though Bruce Willis can't speak anymore, he'll like detonate an atom bomb inside of Disney World.
And Facebook user says a rotten hot dog that's been in the fridge stored incorrectly for over 2 weeks. That's what eventually the food will come down to when you're stuck inside the park with 30,000 people. Rotten hot dogs and piss drinks.
Excuse me.
I'm glad you're writing things down because I haven't written down shit. And that's the end of the story. Of course, the story, as usual, the story doesn't leave us with any resolution. So I don't know if they're still stuck in there or what. It doesn't say that they were released or anything. So I don't know.
If they're on one of our affiliates, hopefully they're listening, and we're wishing you the best, ladies and gentlemen. And Big B and I hear that the Big Bear Jamboree concert is currently empty. So make your way over there and get a front row seat.
There you go. I don't know what that is, but go ahead.
You've obviously never been to Disney World.
I've never once been to Disney.
Oh,
actually,
but a little segue into this story. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Let me hide that now. Little segue into this next story. We've had stories about buzzers inside of the ass of a chess player, fishermen cheating by putting weights inside a fish, and this one's really good. But I want to give people a quick little thing here and show them the sport that we are about to talk about. This is live from Jimmy Sports Lounge, one of our sponsors. So no sound, you don't have to mute, but that's a beautiful cornhole. So they're trying to throw the beanbag into the hole.
Really? He's got his own branded cornhole. Whole thing, whatever it's called.
There at Jimmy's Sports Lounge.
How big is Jimmy's Sports Lounge? Jesus.
I don't think it's very big, but they have their own cornhole thing. So anyway, just wanted to give you a little bit of action before we get into this story. But from chess to fishing, you always hear about the big sports and the scandals of drugging and all that stuff. We now go, Big B, to what?
The next story comes from the New York Post. Headline reads, Professional Cornhole World Rocked by Baggate Cheating Scandal.
Another one.
It's the biggest professional sports scandal you've never heard of. Professional cornhole has been rocked by controversy after the top-ranked team was accused of using illegal beanbags at the 2022 American Cornhole League World Championships in August.
I can't wait to hear what an illegal beanbag constitutes.
This reminds me of, like, you've seen the movie Dodgeball, where they made up the ESPN Channel 8, the Ocho, where they would have all these odd sports on, and that's where it had the dodgeball championships. Yeah. This is what reminds me of ESPN 8, the Ocho, would have the cornhole championships.
These sports are getting huge, and you got a buzzer in the chess player's ass, you got weights and fish, and Mike Jolitz says nothing wrong with holing.
With cornholing.
Yeah.
He may be talking about a different thing.
I love cornhole. When we used to camp, or when we go to like friends' backyards and have barbecue, that's one of the greatest games to play is cornhole. But what exactly is this illegal beanbag? This is what I'm dying to know.
Dubbed Baggate, the now infamous incident began when player Devin Harbaugh complained that rival opponents Mark Richards and Philip Lopez were using bags that were smaller than regulation during the finals, which were broadcast live on ESPN from Rock Hill, South Carolina.
So I'm imagining like the bigger bags are harder to fit, and the smaller ones are like easier to toss, right?
I guess. I thought the bags were too thin, Harbaugh told the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal is reporting this, ladies and gentlemen. And he was right.
Big. If we're on the Wall Street Journal, there's people betting on cornhole right now.
Officials gathered to inspect Richards and Lopez's beanbags and confirmed that they were, in fact, not regulation size. They're too small, ESPN cornhole color commentator Mark Pryor remarked. How do you get a color commentating job for cornhole? Sign me up. What are you going to do? He steps up to the line. He throws it. It's in.
Or, it just bounced up. Wait a minute. It's still in the 1 point range. But you know what? At least it employs people. I'm all for anything that employs people in any way.
Any way, shape, or form. He says that's going to create some drama, Mark Pryor said. In response, Lopez and Richards requested that their opponents' bags be inspected. God damn it.
They're inspecting bags now.
And you know what? Their opponents' bags were also found to be not compliant, according to ACL regulations.
You know, like in pitching, when they were accusing guys of rubbing shit on the balls, and this is awesome. You can't even play a clean game of cornhole anymore.
Well, according to ACL regulations, cornhole bags must be 6 by 6 inches when laid flat and weigh 16 ounces with minor variations tolerated. A 1-hour delay ensued before officials determined that the violations were not intentional and decided to continue the competition with a $15,000 cash prize at stake.
Well, that's a lot of money, though. So, I mean, yeah, this is not an instant replay over an offside in hockey. This is big.
It's possible, but I'm pretty confident that it wasn't intentional, ACL spokesperson Trey Ryder told Wall Street Journal regarding the cheating allegations. Cornhole, which is a staple at tailgates and barbecues, has rapidly evolved from the simple yard game that can be played while drinking a beer to serious competition with professional athletes and sponsors, and it's just getting bigger.
Well, we got a professional cornhole fan in Mike Jolitz. Hey, listen, it's just like when you turn on TSN and you talk to people over on the other side of the creek. Darts is another one. They're just throwing these fucking things at a board, and people
Darts
are going nuts. There's 30,000 people watching drunkards try and get 180.
Well, this will make you feel really good about going to work tomorrow or Monday. ACL's top players earn as much as $250,000 a year. They do that by standing there and doing this.
Yeah, and remember, about 3-4 months ago, you were making fun of me because I wanted to take up pickleball.
Well, cornhole is a lot easier than pickleball. You just stand there and throw a beanbag.
Pickleball is this little wicker ball, and you stand there and go like this. You got no knees left, and some of them are on walkers.
You want to know what happens when they cheat?
Yes, what happened? Was there a fine? Was there a suspension? Was there?
Well, no, I'm sorry. How they cheat. This is how they cheat, not when they cheat. Lighter and thinner bags can be advantageous, and players have been boiling their bags or washing them with vinegar to make them more pliable.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey. They heat their blades and they curve them and they wax them. Baseball. They have different sizes of cork inside the bat. People do certain things with their gloves. Football, they put tar on their glove. What's the difference?
Well, there's no cork. Cork is illegal in baseball bats.
Well, I'm just saying they do shit in sports to get an advantage within the rules.
Right, but in hockey you can only have a certain curve. You can only have a certain degree of a curve.
The puck can't fit underneath the curve of the blade.
Right. And I've seen a number of times where sticks have been called into play, especially during the playoffs, and measurements have come out, and is that stick illegal or not? They can't use what you were talking about was the stickum, what they used to use in the 70s and 80s for the wide receivers in football. You can't use that anymore.
This is all part of woke culture, as far as I'm concerned. All is fair in love and war. It's Hunger Games. You just do whatever you can to win and survive. The worst thing that ever came into sports was video replay, and all these people that are mad because these guys boiled their fucking beanbags in vinegar. You still got to aim to get it in the fucking hole. Okay, like let's not lose sight of the biggest part of this game is you've got to throw it. I don't know the exact distance. Let's say it's 15 feet, and you got to get it in the hole or land on the board to get like 1 point. I don't know the scoring. I don't have it in front of me. So if you got fucking some dingbat who's throwing, no matter how light, I would think you'd want a heavier one to me, but that's just me. I don't know.
You know what? I've played cornhole maybe twice. I don't know, if that. So I couldn't tell you if a lighter bag or a bigger bag. Hold while he writes things down. A lighter bag or a heavier bag works. I would think a heavier bag would be better because I know you can knock your opponent's bag off the thing. So a heavier bag can do that, and you'd get more kind of controlled flight.
And with like anything, lawn darts, horseshoes, I'm sure you've all played that. Any game, try throwing a real football as opposed to a Nerf football. Anything that's light gets caught in the wind. It's harder to direct. You got a little weight on shit. I'm sure it's the same with fishing. You put weight on your pole, you can direct where it's going to go. I would think you'd want more weight, but that's just me. Again, I'm not a professional cornhole enthusiast.
I am certainly not either.
So we're learning as we go, ladies and gentlemen. Any advice is welcome input.
The story goes on and on, but I just want to bring up this one person, Nate Voyer, who is a cornhole professional. He says he chooses to wash his bag with a little fabric softener and let it air dry. Why are they washing their bags?
That would be a great show note, but it's just too long.
Washing his bag with a little fabric softener and letting it air dry.
Letting it air dry. Never use a towel, ladies and gentlemen. You may chaff. You may chaff. All right, we have one more story before we go into our next segment.
Do we? Hold on, I gotta find it.
This is kind of an interesting one too. A little bit of common sense, a little bit of wildlife tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
You missed one.
What's that?
You missed one.
Well, you said we're not doing that one because it's basically a.
No. The Elmo one.
I thought that was after. Okay, hang on. I do have the Elmo one here.
Yeah, that's not TikTok. That's.
Okay, hang on. We got Elmo. We work as a team here, ladies and gentlemen. This is in the beautiful state of Michigan. Kind of a cute little story.
Okay, here it is. Couldn't find it for a second. Hold on. Okay, I got it. All right, so the next story comes from Fox 2 Detroit. Headline reads, Clarkson home inspector convicted after being caught pleasuring self with Elmo doll.
Elmo sex, ladies and gentlemen.
A 59-year-old home inspector who was caught on camera during a home inspection pleasuring himself with an Elmo doll in 2021 has been convicted after a trial of just 1 day. Kevin Wayne Van Leuven,
love these names,
of Clarkston, was convicted on Wednesday of aggravated indecent exposure after authorities said he used a child's Elmo doll to pleasure himself during the home inspection. Van Leuven was arrested in April 2021 by members of the Sheriff's Office Fugitive Apprehension Team after a video from March of 2021 showed him walking through a child's room during a home inspection. Now, keep in mind, as I'm telling the story, during a home inspection, people aren't normally home. So there was no children in the room.
I do have a question about the charge, but I'll reserve that for later.
Okay. According to police, Van Leuven was a home inspector and was walking through an Oxford Township home that was for sale. The couple told detectives they let Van Leuven and the buyer's real estate agent into the home and left during the inspection. The woman who owned the home had a camera in the nursery, and when Van Leuven walked into the room, her phone received a notification. She opened the app and said Van Leuven began touching himself. That's when she started recording and Van Leuven picked up an Elmo doll from the nursery floor, and it appeared to be pleasuring himself with the doll.
Well, she got a notification, saw him pleasuring himself, and then started recording. Who's the sick one here?
Well, she was using it as evidence.
Oh, I don't know about that, baby. You and I can debate that another time.
He then returned the doll to its original location. During questioning, Van Leuven said he moved the doll to inspect an electrical outlet, but did nothing else. When told there was a camera in the nursery, Van Leuven allegedly made incriminating statements and apologized. On Wednesday, Van Leuven was convicted of misdemeanor count of indecent exposure and not guilty of destruction of property. He's due to be sentenced in December. This is Van Leuven.
Okay, hang on a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring B up here on the big camera. Oh, he's a good-looking guy. Looks like he's from Lord of the Rings or something like that.
That's the type of person that you would certainly say was pleasuring himself with an Elmo doll.
Can I ask a question, though? How do you commit aggravated assault against a stuffed animal?
Now, aggravated indecent exposure, not aggravated assault.
Well, how is it aggravated? It's a stuffed animal. I know it's...
I couldn't tell you how they come up with these. We've debated it. We had this question last week. I don't know how they come up with these things, but yes, aggravated indecent exposure.
See, aggravated to me is like you're going to cause harm to someone, right? So like if he was attacking the homeowner, it would be aggravated assault. I don't think Elmo knows the fucking difference. Not that it was right. I'm not standing up for this guy in the least. But how do you aggravate assault an Elmo doll?
I couldn't begin to tell you.
Anyway, all true stories, ladies and gentlemen, from Fox News in Detroit.
Now we have the story that you had up.
Yes, Facebook user, there is blow up dolls, and there's also fuckable asses that are made out of rubber as well.
Hold while I write things down that we can't use, but I'm writing it down anyway.
That you can get. You can jizz all over a fucking silicone butt. Anyway, on to our next story here. Now we're going to go, ladies and gentlemen, into the wildlife.
Hold while I'm writing things down.
Okay, you write things down. There's
Okay,
a cute little
never
toad
mind.
on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Cave Crew Radio. We got a lot of fun stuff ahead for you.
The final story of this segment comes from the New York Post. Headline reads, National Park Service begs visitors to stop licking toads to get high.
Of all the fun things people do.
It's become a total nightmare out west. The National Park Service has put out a PSA pleading with nature goers to stop licking toads in the wild to get high off their gland-secreted psychedelic substance, 5-MeO-DMT. I don't know what the hell that is.
What state is this in? It's not Florida, right?
No, it's not Florida. It's out west somewhere.
Okay.
But toad licking for a riveting buzz once spoofed on Family Guy, particularly from the Sonoran Desert toad, a.k.a. Colorado River toad.
Well, there you go, Colorado River.
Comes with many serious health risks.
I would imagine there's usually a lot of health risks when you lick animals from the wild.
These toads have a prominent parotid glands that secrete a potent toxin. It can make you sick if you handle the frog or get the poison in your mouth. Hold on. Just fucking heads.
I'm just, while you're holding on a minute, I'm like, just imagine these people taking a picnic and walking around and picking up toads and licking them and then putting them back. Someone else has probably licked that toad.
Oh. You have sloppy toad seconds.
Yeah, you're getting sloppy toads. Excuse me.
There you go. As we say with most things you come across in a national park, whether it be a banana slug, unfamiliar mushroom, or a large toad with glowing eyes in the dead of night, please refrain from licking. Hold while I write things down.
See, you think you have nothing. Just when you think you have nothing, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a competition for the show name. I guarantee it. There's some gems here tonight.
Yeah, I know. You've written down some good ones. I know that. Poison control also indicates that not only is the illegal 5-MeO DMT, which is a Schedule 1 drug. So frogs excrete a Schedule 1 drug.
Well,
it's also quite dangerous.
Who studies this in the first place? Who's the original guy that licked this and then went, I'm going to go get a biology degree or whatever degree they get, and they probably get funding from the government.
Oh, I'm sure they do. It's through the DEA, so I'm assuming, yeah, it's all government funded. Licking or swallowing can lead to numbness of the mouth and throat, as well as severe and life-threatening effects on the heart. As a result,
are there any women out there like that give happy endings or something, like some hookers that can verify this? Licking or swallowing? Any females? I don't know if we have any tonight.
Raise your hand.
You ever get a numb, swollen throat? Was it worth it?
There is, as well as the numbness of the throat, as well as severe life-threatening effects on the heart as a result of the digoxin-like compounds and what a science word I can't
just make it up. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
there you go.
These effects include irregular rhythm of the heart, heart block, reduced blood pressure, and cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
Despite all of this, numerous celebrities, including boxer Mike Tyson and others,
that whole was really something else, man.
They can't get enough of tripping on toad venom.
I got 2 of those toads in my aquarium. The motherfuckers make a wheelie fucking squishy.
Why did you just sound like Daffy Duck?
That's how he talks. I just smoked up with Snoop Dogg. Fuck him. They're a fucking good fit.
I realized I had a purpose in life. Victoria Barbera, who created toad milking psychedelic.
Oh, fuck me. See, there's somebody that has a fucking cafe with this shit in it.
The Colorado, you asked where it is. The Colorado River toad, usually found in parts of California, Arizona, and New Mexico, is one of North America's tallest at 7 inches. It's also known to make a call described by the National Park Service as a weak, low-pitched toot, lasting less than a second.
So the toad farts the juice. Is this what you're telling me? The toad toots. Say that 10 times, ladies and gentlemen. The toad toots.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck me. I love this show. Anyway, carry on.
That's it. That's the end of the story.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That's it for the news. We do have a couple more special TikTok stories for you. But as we promised you, we do have a Mike Jolitz double feature.
I can't wait.
You're listening to Cave Crew Radio, ladies and gentlemen, and let's carry on now. So Big B and I can get a little bit of a break and go back over to our good friend Mike Jolitz, who normally reads the news, but he's got something special for us tonight.
Hot topics, weird news, shock talk radio, cavecrewradio.com.
Now, it's time for another edition of Twitter Shits with Mike Jolitz.
Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right.
Hello, everybody. Yes. The Twitter shits is back. And here we go. All right, everybody. So we all know Kathy Griffin's Twitter account was suspended over changing her @ to Elon Musk. Yeah, real funny, real clever, especially coming from the non-comedian she is. Here are some of the funny tweets, guys, that I saw out there. Benny S. said she fucked around and found out. Jimmy V tweeted, it's risky for someone trying to remain relevant, especially if they never were relevant. Bruce again tweeted, they should ban the Joker for impersonating Kathy Griffin. Albert DeSalsa tweeted, this is the first thing Kathy Griffin has been involved with that's actually funny. Marty Willie tweeted, who? Dickie Thompson tweeted, never heard of him. Sean Gibbons, man, Carrot Top has really let himself go. Kiki Russell tweeted, I think Kathy's actually Martin Short in drag. The best part is you'll never unsee that. Joe Jonas tweeted, I never did like him anyway. Eric Vasquez, who? Hadid tweeted, Halloween's over, gal. Elaine Wannabe, I think her plastic surgeon should have his license revoked. And keeping in tune with her ugliness, Carla, tweeted, the band is okay. However, imagine the hurt we'd all feel if she didn't have a makeup artist. The true border boss tweeted, wow, 9 miles of bad road, isn't she? Fuck. Good old Susie Q tweeted out, well, she's a man, so there's that. Michael Hambone tweeted, she's like Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. You can try and flush her away, but she just keeps coming back. Chuck Eden tweeted, she's a special kind of Karen. Jeff D'Elia tweeted, it's funny to think she has fans. She doesn't. Alexander the Mummy tweeted, notice that you never see her and Carrot Top in the same room. Actual comedian Steve McGrew commented, Carrot Top has asked that you quit comparing him to Kathy Griffin. Tommy Tippin One Back tweeted, personally, I feel no sense of loss. No, and then. All right, you guys, let us for this, the Twitter shits. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. All right, I'll be back with another one here coming up soon. Bye-bye.
Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Before we comment on that, we can get 69XXX's private photo right here. Does he look like or she like Carrot Top? I love when we get these YouTube spams.
That's like the Russian bots.
Oh, hey, it's another viewer. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a private photo instead of listening to the show, feel free to click. Make sure you've got your Maccabee on high alert.
But there you go. I love Twitter shits, by the way.
I love Twitter shits. The world loved Twitter shits. When he did that little segment inside Mike Reads the News, everyone was like going on and on about Twitter shits. We need more Twitter shits in this world.
I love the specific topic this week of the very useless Kathy Griffin and everybody going off on her. It's awesome. And he had some great, he read some great tweets that made me laugh. I love
Yes, I love it. And I don't know if Mike Jolitz is listening, but how does he get those sung jingles? Because I could certainly use some. Have you refilled and re-dipped your drink with the peppermint around the outside?
I have.
Okay, good.
I'm almost done with it. I've finished. I have finished what's in the shaker. It's just ice in here now.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you want more Twitter shits, you need to tag Mike Jolitz inside the Cave Crew Radio Facebook page, which you reach by just liking or joining Cave Crew Radio. Anyone can join. C's a member. And anyone can join the Cave Crew Facebook page at Mike Jolitz. I want more Twitter shits. Or on the actual Twitter, it's just simply at Mike Jolitz. I want more Twitter shits. And I started a hashtag this week on Twitter, actually. That was hashtag Twitter shits.
There you go.
This is huge.
This could be like the I want my MTV thing. I want more Twitter shits.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think you can hire Dire Straits? I don't want no microwave ovens, no custom delivery. I'm living here in the pits. Give me more Twitter shits. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
Look at it. See, now you get a show too. You get song and dance on this show.
Yeah, give me some music. We need like a fucking like a hillbilly Cave Crew Radio song. We need some help here.
Hillbilly Cave Crew Radio song.
Yeah, we need some stuff like that.
With some banjo.
A little bit of pizzazz. Right?
Are you saying we
Or
need to judge?
Kathy Griffiths, ladies and gentlemen, and Carrot Top. God rest Carrot Top. He's still alive, isn't he?
I was going to say he's not dead.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're huge fans on preying on a few things on the show. Your sexual weaknesses, your vulnerabilities in all sources of nature. We will prey on every weakness we can find. We're like snakes in the grass. But we do enjoy Florida, which we don't have this week. But we also enjoy social influencers. And what a great way to follow up Twitter shits is then to get into our second favorite social media platform. And I'm sure you're going to let me know when I got to trigger it.
You have it ready?
I do. I got my finger on it.
First story of our news segment comes from the dailymail.com. Headline reads, would you get stung by an online honey trap? Oh.
It's happened where? On TikTok.
TikTok loyalty test trend sees content creators catching out love cheats by sliding into their DMs and flirting and then sharing the illicit messages with millions.
How does one slide into a DM? Just curious, asking for a friend. Do you know or not?
I've just lost the story. Hold on.
Well, while you're looking for the story, anybody out there in the chat or listening to the podcast or live on radio, you can email us, cavecrewradio@gmail.com, or of course in that glorious Facebook group. How does one slide into someone's DM? Facebook user tells us, must be an expert, a fake catfish account.
Well, to answer your question, they will tell you inside this story.
Okay, good. I was just buying you time. I
appreciate that, and I finally got it back up. Cheating boyfriends and girlfriends are being caught out online in a TikTok trend of loyalty tests, also known as honey trapping.
Mm.
The worldwide trend sees suspicious people enrolling the help of social media users to see if their partners would be tempted to cheat if contacted by someone flirtatious. So they're reaching out to people on TikTok and giving them, I guess, the information of their significant other and asking them to DM.
So you're telling me gone are the days when you and I used to go to parties and we'd, sneak into a bathroom with a member of the opposite sex, pull our pants down, do the nasty, and no one would know any better because there was no cameras around.
There was no cameras or social media or cell phones, for that matter.
Right. There was there was only syphilis and gonorrhea.
That's right.
Yeah.
Results of the loyalty tests, including screen grabs of the illicit messages, are often shared online. And the trend is becoming increasingly prevalent, with these clips reportedly garnering some 2,000 views every minute.
A minute.
Depressingly, honey trappers, the women and men asked to test people's partners by flirting with them, appear to have a fairly high success rate.
Oh, this is like this is better than Maury Povich.
You are not the father. One UK-based male honey trapper is TikToker Dan Ford, who slides into the DMs of unsuspecting girlfriends, tempting them to cheat. He shared a number of videos on his channel explaining how his experimental loyalty tests have worked out. According to Dan, he is regularly contacted by suspicious boyfriends who want him to get in touch with their girlfriends and flirt with them to see if they respond.
Oh, so this isn't like, and I'm not implying anything, but let's say me and you are a couple. It's not like me and you going against. These guys are professional honey testers.
I wouldn't call them professional. They're TikTok idiots, but
well, I'm sure they're going to get funded at some point.
Well, I guess, yeah. According to Dan, oh no, I'm sorry, he read that. When he's asked to flirt with the significant other, they often do. Indeed, his success rate appears alarmingly high, with many women seemingly responding to his advances.
How many of them ask for dick pics?
I couldn't tell you. So much so that in a recent video, Dan mocked boyfriends who were convinced their girlfriends would never cheat. Dan claims men have told him, "My girl would never cheat. She'll pass your loyalty test." He shares several screenshots of successful honey traps he has managed to carry out, where the unsuspecting girlfriend has completely fallen for his charm. Other videos on Dan's
the next story we're going to read is some girlfriend's going to leave her boy and end up marrying this guy.
Well, the guy that contacts him to flirt with his girlfriend, you know what that makes that guy?
A
cuckold, yes.
Hey, but we should do this for fun. Why don't we contact the guy and have him contact our wives? Just for fun. We'll see what happens.
My wife would be highly
half of everything. It's like
my wife would be highly upset at that. I know she would never.
We're not supposed to tell them. Are they listening?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem. They listen to the show. But I think that'd be a great idea, just to test their loyalty.
One, my wife hates people and would never respond. And two, if she found out I did it, she'd kill me.
Well, yeah, but we still get half of everything.
Why? We have nothing. What's half of nothing?
Nothing for nothing. Leaves
nothing. There you go. Other videos on Dan's TikTok channel tell stories of how he has lured women into his trap and exposed them as either cheaters or people who at least have the intention of cheating. In his most recent loyalty test, he claims to have caught out a married woman after the woman's husband contacted him. The husband said his wife became distant in recent months and was showing less of an interest in him. Therefore, he asked Dan to flirt with the woman to see if she might want to cheat. Sadly for the husband, his wife took the bait and flirted right back with Dan. She even denied she was married when the honey trapper asked if she was single. The husband was a
cuckold. Yes, we need a new stinger. Any of our radio voiceovers listening tonight, we need. Her husband was a cuckold. At what point do you consider it cheating, though? I talk to girls all the time on over Messenger. I mean, no harm.
I would never call that cheating would be a physical act.
Yeah,
you go out with the person. You have physical contact with the person.
Dinner before you hop on the elevator or whatever it is. But Dan seems like he's got a real rolling business here. There's a lot of jealous people out there.
It never says if he gets paid or not, but I'm assuming there's some sort of fee involved.
My wife says she's going shopping. I grab the remote, make some popcorn, and I'm on the couch and I'm in heaven. I like never. Maybe I gotta re-examine things. I'm like really excited when I have a little bit of peace and quiet. I don't know about you.
Oh, you kidding me? When people leave the house, I beg them to leave the house. Get the hell out. Go somewhere. Do something. Leave me alone.
He and I get like bubble bombs, and we're like in the tub, and playing our retro gaming systems. And
there you go.
Yeah, we got you get nothing from us, Dan.
Yeah, ain't nothing. I could care less. Go. Leave me alone. Yeah. Facebook user says, then there's me. No, sorry, I'm married and I'm allergic to perverts. I have an invisible imaginary husband out there somewhere.
You need more help than Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Oz lost his race for governor or whatever it is, so maybe he's available. He has a cure for everything.
He lost to a person that can't speak. How bad does that?
Now,
what does that say about Dr. Oz?
Now Facebook users talking about cyber sex and shit. We don't have Scotty here anymore. We can't really help you with cyber sex.
I don't know. It's a physical accident. That's not a real thing. Cyber sex. Yeah. That's like phone sex. You talk to each other. Ooh, come on.
Oh yeah, we got to bring back those 8-tracks again. Those are the best.
Oh, those 8-tracks were awesome.
Are you done with Dan?
I am done with Dan.
Dan, hey, look, I got to give Dan credit though. He's got he's an entrepreneur, right? Like he's got a good thing going there.
I mean, people find a niche and they use it to their advantage. So I have no problems with Dan.
Yeah,
he's just doing his
Dan's
thing.
fault. It's not Dan's fault. It's those fucking cockholes.
That's right.
Yeah. Sitting in the corner going, tell me more, Dan. Tell me more, Dan.
Give me all the details, Dan.
Yeah, Dan. I need to get my rubber fuckable ass out here. All right, we got another one. Should I cue it right away or do you need to talk first?
Well, just have it ready. It's not in the headline. It's in the first line of the story. This next one comes from the Daily Mail. Its headline reads, "Woman who says her fiance cross-dressing is just who he is." reveals they both get chatted up by men when they go on nights out.
She needs Dan.
Well, I don't know if she needs Dan because she could care less, apparently. A couple who met on...
It's happened where? On TikTok.
Of course, it always does happen there, ladies and gentlemen. You know it does.
A couple who met on TikTok thanks to cross-dressing videos say they often get
cross-dresses as a man. Is that what you're saying?
In no place in this story does it ever say that she cross-dresses as a man. So okay. I don't know what she was watching cross-dressing videos for.
So she's, what do they call those people that are, I'm going to draw a blank here. Anyway, carry on.
They met on, thanks to cross-dressing videos, say they often get mistaken for two women and are regularly chatted up by groups of men on nights out. Linda Bailey and Phil Walsh now live together in Coventry, West Midlands. We need to talk to Stu.
Yes, this is an English fetish.
Linda came across her future partner in December of 2021 when videos of Phil dressing up as a woman appeared on social media. From then on, the pair began liking and sharing each other's videos before sharing private messages.
Lady, you are a lesbian. Just a matter of fact that he's got a warm strap on.
Yeah, she doesn't want to admit it. She likes fucking chicks, but she don't want to admit it.
But, by February 20, those strap-ons are probably pretty cold. I've never had one, but
by February 2022, they realized they had romantic feelings for each other and decided to meet up in Sheffield, South Yorkshire. After hitting it off, the couple started dating, and Phil proposed in June of 2022. Linda, who works in clinical diagnostics, said, "I've never known Phil in any other way, as when I first saw him, it was on his TikTok in cross-dress."
And she works in clinical diagnostics. I hope I never get sick.
Well, not in England anyway. I don't see it as anything I need to support him on because it's just him. People can assume he is homosexual or trans because he likes to cross-dress. He gets asked out by a lot of men because he looks amazing as a woman. He does not. There's pictures. He looks like a man dressed up as a fucking woman.
Okay, let's try and get this back up again. Hang on. I don't know. Yeah, he's uglier than what? He's uglier than Ellen, like the real one, unless he's the one in the front.
No, he's the one. He looks like fucking Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs when he dressed up and was fucking tucking and fucking dancing to fucking wild horses. Oh.
He looks like Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
He's better at doing makeup than me, too. We're both confident in who we are, and that's what matters.
But like, how does this start in the bedroom?
We find out how it starts with Mr. Walsh. Mr. Walsh, a field technician, said, for the last 10 years, I would come home from work and put a skirt on.
Yeah. Hey, you're just Scottish. Don't worry about it. You're just a Scottish guy.
I've always found feminine clothes more comfortable. I joined TikTok about a year ago and decided to go for a makeover and had a wig put on and my makeup done.
Oh, yeah. TikTok made me gay. It was really comfortable when I put on fucking panties. My balls had lots of room still to move around. I just really like that. And tampons were very nice to stick on my ass.
Can I just say that we can't use it as either a show note or a show name, but the line of the night is TikTok made me gay.
Well, I'm just saying.
It was amazing and a massive weight off my shoulders. I never had to hide who I was from Linda. She liked both sides of me from the beginning. We've had dress-up nights or come home and put on our matching pajamas.
It's like Batman and Two-Face.
She loves me for me. I saw his social media account, which was under his former cross-dressing personality name. I also have a background of elaborate dressing and used to be a cyber goth. So I'd wear 6-inch platforms and corsets.
You're a transgender pig.
We've started chatting privately and realized it was more than a friendship. The pair decided to meet up in Sheffield, South Yorkshire to go ice skating for their first date.
Oh my God. Did they both wear skirts and do a triple sow cow?
Probably. Phil, who is living and working in Oldham, Greater Manchester, started staying at Linda's and commuting from there. In June of 2022, Phil asked Linda to marry him, and the pair officially moved in together in October of 2022.
Did they both wear wedding gowns?
Ooh, probably.
Yeah.
We walked past the jeweler's, and Phil just asked me which ring I'd choose, and then asked me to marry him. It was very sweet. Linda has always been supportive of Phil's cross-dressing, and now the pair have shared TikTok page where they have positive videos all dressed up together. He's just a man who cross-dresses. Any negativity doesn't bother us. We have no room left for clothes as we both have so much stuff. We have a massive wardrobe and rail. We go from looking ordinary to looking insane, but we love it. The couple shares wigs and makeup, and Phil loves to cross-dress whenever he has time. We can't swap clothes as we're different sizes.
So
he's better and quicker at makeup than me.
Is she just a clam clapper that likes penis, or?
Probably.
Yeah.
Phil added, it took me a while to work out where I fitted, and I knew where my place was. But a whole new world has been opened up for me now. I'm not hurting anyone by cross-dressing. It's just clothes and makeup.
Yes, it is. It's just the new world we live in, Phil, and wear your corset proudly.
Now, I want to just show this picture of apparently the chick dressing up in the corset and good old Phil, Buffalo Bill, dressing up in the same fashion.
I have so many questions left about this. TikTok is disturbing me more than Florida lately.
There's a lot of weird shit on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're on TikTok, and normally what you'll see is just what you see on the screen here is us reporting these various stories. Anyway, I'm all for it. Wear your corset proudly.
It is what it is.
And Facebook user says, don't be haters. I know a lot of guys that cross dress. Hey,
proud of you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I mean, I must admit, like, I've gotten out of the shower before, and I've looked for a robe, and the only robe available was my wife's, and I put on her terry cloth robe to move into a place where I could change. But I've never considered myself a cross dresser. I've never tried on one of her skirts or,
You've never come home from a long day of work, wanted to get out of your work clothes and just put on a nightie.
No, I've never got home and thought, I should use some Downy on my balls, and the only way to air dry them would be in one of my wife's mini skirts.
A mini skirt and high heels.
Yeah, 6-inch high heels, I believe that one story.
6-inch, that's right.
Oh my God! Now I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have written things in every direction. So this is going to be a little difficult.
You write like a psychopath. What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, I mean, these things just came to me.
Right, but I have a book where I write them all in a line.
Unfortunately, it's not in the budget for me to have a book. So,
but it's paper. You can still write in a line.
Well, I take scrap pieces of paper from Pucks and Pints and just make notes on the other side.
That's a fucking psychopath's ransom note, is what that is.
It may be. It may be a cross writing problem I have here. I don't know. Anyway, I have a few. I don't know if they're going to be show notes or names, but I have some favorites that I put stars on, so I won't read them all. But I'll read them to you, and then we can decide, what we'll name the show here tonight on Cave Crew Radio. Sloppy Toad Seconds.
There you go.
Also starred is They Boiled Their Bags. This was one you did very early in the show, and it's still one of my favorites and should be a show note. You go from blow to suck.
The opposite of Spaceballs.
And then I think a few people mentioned this tonight. Baggate.
Baggate.
Yeah.
Very controversial in the world of cornhole.
I had something written. Oh, there it is. Upside down on the other side. And then just one more, maybe a show note, may not make the cut, but I liked it anyway. During the Twitter shits, Carrot Top has let himself go. I just really like that. Since when did Carrot Top ever become a fashion mogul?
Carrot Top is jacked. You ever see Carrot Top now?
I haven't seen him in years. I love the fucking guy, but he
like
looks like Malachi. You were talking about Children of the Corn. He looks like Malachi from Children of the Corn.
Well, when he was like really hot as a comedian and all over the place, he was like a little skinny dude with a trunk full of props and very funny. After that happened, I don't know if he went on steroids or what, but he got jacked.
He's big. You mean like strong?
Oh, he is fucking jacked like there's no tomorrow.
Why doesn't he go to WWE?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Anyway, you couldn't have been too busy tonight because you had a lot going on tonight. So I'm going to say you have 5.
I do have 5.
See, sometimes I get it right, ladies.
You get it right more often than you don't.
Because I watch you with your pen, right? I don't think we should have you guess me sometimes. I'm scribbling like a madman. Half the shit doesn't even make it. But I got to admit something before we go to Big B, because we have a few minutes here, is I'm always worried. Like I look at the stories before we go on each week, and these aren't that good. And then I'm like, okay, at the beginning of the show, I got to start writing down because I need shit at the end. And then more times than not, the times I think the stories are really shit is when we get the best stuff.
Oh, because there's always little hidden gems in these stories.
It's not news. It's just little turd shits.
Little tiny pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Love Twitter shits. Oh. I'll start with one that I don't think we can use either as a show name or a show note, but it's very funny to me. Fuckable asses.
Those jiggly wiggly little silicone butts.
Fuckable asses, ladies and gentlemen. To me, that would be a show name, but I know we can't use it because of profanity.
That would ban us off iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher.
So that leads me to the second one, which could be a show note. Jizz all over a silicone butt.
Now, see, that is that might work. So jizz is a J. Jizz
all over a silicone butt.
Yeah, that would be something to see.
So I'll do this one. Letting it air dry.
Yeah.
Now the next two that I have.
I've never tried that, but I might.
The next two that I have are kind of the same length. One would be a show name, but I want to submit the other one for one would be a show note, but I want to submit the other one for a show name, even though it's a little long. First one as a show note, please refrain from licking.
I think I might have that written down somewhere too.
And then my final one that I will submit as a show name. Again, it's a little long, but I like it as a show name. A weak, low-pitched toot.
Okay, say that again.
A weak, low-pitched toot. When the frogs farted their toxin.
Yeah, I think we could fit that. So, ladies and gentlemen, it comes down to great things. We got like sloppy toad seconds, bag gate. They boiled their bags, and a weak, low-pitched toot. I think we can fit that in for a show name. I think that could be a classic.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Some of the others are shorter, but I think we could fit that in. We'll have to shorten the show notes a little bit.
Oh, okay. I don't know how that works.
Well, when it comes to like Facebook and podcasts and shit like that, you have as much room as you want. But when you're trying to condense things into 128 characters on Twitter, it gets a little more complicated. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. A weak, low-pitched toot. Nothing dirty about that at all.
No, not at all. Although fuckable asses would be my preference.
Yeah, well, I just wonder if that's silicone jiggles, like and how you
is it solid? Yeah, that's a good question. Is it solid or does it jiggle? Does it have any give whatsoever?
No experience whatsoever. And what causes me to add to the conversation is it's almost like an a la carte, right? Like you don't want the whole sex doll. So, if you're a female, you buy the penis. If you're, I guess there's portable vaginas too, or you just want the boobs, or you just want the girl with the open mouth. Instead of buying the whole Cadillac, the silicone fuckable ass is like one of those, hey, you know what? You buy this as an appetizer.
The a la carte sex doll.
There's another, but we already decided. So, anyway, the a la carte sex dolls. This is the kind of fun. Hey, thank you to everyone over there on Pulse Talk Radio. I got to get my list because I can't keep track of y'all anymore. News Force Radio, Alternative Twist Radio, Essential Radio, and of course our own gang over at cavecrewradio.com. Thank you so much for listening. That wraps things up for this week. If you want to hear us talk like some serious shit, you can stop by on Monday, and we're on pucksandpintsradio.com. But that's only if you want some like serious stuff.
Hockey related.
Yeah. If you want, come back next week. Say goodbye.
Later.
Thanks for joining us.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here!
Go. Just go. Get out. Get the hell out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And this country doesn't have time either.